First of all, Stephen, just to get an order, I suppose, of how everyone is, injury-wise, etc. Everyone okay for the game?
Yes, everyone is fully fit. Obviously, Josh Cullen is suspended after getting 2 yellow cards, so Josh is the only player from the squad missing.
And how would you rate this game against Armenia in terms of importance? Last game of the group.
Yeah, it's a very important game. I think we're looking forward to it. Passionate home crowd again, and it's an important game for us and one that we want to win, and we'll be determined to do that.
Have you got a chance to look at their game against Ukraine? And will they be a different proposition? Is there any indication that they'll be a different team?
2 of their players, Hardian and Spershan, are back, of course, haven't been suspended. So I think they're a good counter-attacking team. Armenia, they always carry that threat. They break quickly, and we want a real strong performance to get the victory that we need.
And are you contemplating changes to freshen things up because of obviously the away game, the travel, etc.?
Yeah, we're considering that. We'll have 1 or 2 changes, I would say, but not radical. I think the team played well on Saturday.
Thank you.
Then please just wait for the microphone. Thank you. Bernard, just hold on, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Stephen, how are things? I suppose, Stephen, it's the final game in the group, but I suppose the word relegation is hanging over your head tomorrow night. How much of a setback would it be if that happened tomorrow night and we're relegated?
It's not something we're focusing on, Bernard. I think one of the things that we want to do is win tomorrow night, and we want to play well. And I think we've seen in our last home game here against Scotland that it was an emphatic 3-0 win against. We haven't beaten a high-ranked nation team like that in many years here at home like that convincingly or at all. So that was very important, and we backed that up with a very strong performance in the Ukraine. Played really well in the Ukraine. And drew and played quite well overall on Saturday. We're disappointed to lose the game, so we want to back that up with a strong performance tomorrow night.
You rightly mentioned there's some great performances we had were against bigger nations. I suppose some of the more disappointing ones were against smaller nations like Armenia. Is it important that the team plays with no fear tomorrow night in terms of what's happened here before against smaller nations?
Yeah, well, I think I don't think that's an issue, playing without fear. We're disappointed at how we played in Armenia, for sure. But no, we're looking forward to tomorrow night. We make sure we're ready, and we'll have to earn the win. Armenia are in Group B and are third seeds in Euros on merit. They won their group to get here, and so we have to go and produce a strong performance to win.
How important is momentum? I suppose tomorrow night you've got 2 friendlies, but then a big qualifying campaign just around the corner.
Well, I don't know how important momentum is, but I think we know it's important we win the game tomorrow night, and that that's certainly our intention to go and do that, and we'll have to earn it. Nobody gives you anything. You have to go and earn these victories, and we're looking forward. We want. After the previous home game, the previous one to that was obviously, or one of them, we obviously Belgium and Lithuania, but certainly the previous home game, there was just an amazing atmosphere. That's what we need. That's what we want, and we want to create that, and that's important tomorrow night, and inspire the players to a big win.
Great stuff. Thanks, Wayne.
Gavin Keane, please.
Hi, Stephen. In terms of performance, what do you have to do better against Armenia tomorrow than you did in Yerevan in June?
Yeah, with different circumstances, but no, there's lots of aspects of our play that wasn't a good performance. We know that, and so there's lots of facets of our play that we can improve on that display for sure tomorrow night.
And with Josh out, are you going to stick with 3 players in midfield, or is it one to introduce another forward player, given the type of game that this is?
Well, I think it doesn't mean 3-4-2-1 and 3-5-2 there's a misconception that 3-4-2 gives you greater protection, or that 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1 is more attacking. Neither are more attacking or defensive. They're just different ways of playing, and we don't consider one more attacking than the other. So, you know, we'll have to wait to see tomorrow. Now, you know, we're capable of playing both systems, and we don't like to obviously, you know, tell our opposition in advance how we're going to play. So I think that's important.
Thanks.
Ed Leahy, please.
Stephen, how are you? I suppose just in terms of the performance on Saturday night, you said that at times you were lacking cohesion. Is that a case of that's something to improve for this game, or is today's game sort of a clean slate and it's just a different approach, and you expect the game plan to be just carried out to you know, in that sense?
I thought on Saturday, you know, I know ultimately we lost the game, but on Saturday, done a lot of things right. Very strong performance. Scotland had spells in the second half. Passionate home crowd, and they've got good players, and they're going to that's going to be a period. But there wasn't any. Gavin really only had. You know, Matt made a good defensive clearance with a header, and Gavin made a save, but there wasn't really any siege on our goal or anything like that. But Scotland are a good team, but certainly I thought overall there was loads of really things, loads of facets of our play that I can take encouragement from, and you know, and I think we can build on that again, and we can see the emergence of players. You know, we can see the emergence of players. That's critical. That's been critical for us as a nation. It's been critical for us, you know, as a team to you know, to see. You can see players that are only going to get better. That's what you can see. You can see players that on an upward curve in their career that are going to improve by the time they get into the European Championship from March to November next year. In a year's time, they're going to even be better, and you can see that. And that's by design, and the players themselves have got themselves into that position, into the team by their performances at club level and with the international team. So we're looking to improve, constantly improve. We know there's areas that we still need to improve on. We're not naive to suggest that isn't the case. You know, we have to improve. We've seen that Ukraine on their day when they have everyone, you're seeing how good they can be, and obviously Scotland as well. You know, we've had 2 good games with Scotland, so we're constantly looking to improve.
And just in terms of the Scottish performance and a team of similar standard, I suppose, with a different formation, when you look at a team like that, is there stuff that you can learn from, and maybe even something you might try and implement yourself if you like the look of a certain formation, like they're attacking 4 and that sort of stuff?
Sorry, I'd go again.
It's just in terms of, you know, when you're looking at how Scotland played the game, are these sort of ideas that you can sort of learn off as well when you've seen how other teams approach these sort of matches? Did you like the Scottish formation? Is it something that you could, you know, incorporate into certain matches?
You know, you're always learning. I think we're always learning. Like you never stop learning, and obviously constantly trying to improve and learn. So you certainly can always learn. Are we going to play with a back 4 in this match? Maybe not. I don't think we will.
Are there any questions for Nathan in the live section before we move on to embargoed? No, then we'll live section. Gavin, one for Nathan. Wait for the microphone, please. Thank you.
Nathan, can you just your Henry's goal, your fellow centre back? Can you take your perspective of that goal from Hammond Park? Henry's goal.
I don't know, he's done well, hasn't he? He drove through the middle with the ball, kept his run going on. He's got a header on it. I don't know. It's a simple goal to score, but it's a simple one to defend in both ways. I think we know as a team we could have done better from when we let him drive out with the ball. And then obviously in the box you could probably do better. I could do better to stop the cross, or you could go through loads of things that could stop the goal right from the start. And but on his half, it's a good goal from him. To be fair, you have to give credit to sometimes, but I think looking at ourselves, we could have stopped it.
And just on Joe Hodge, your club teammate, he introduced himself to the Irish public on Friday night. What have you encountered with him at club level?
No, I talked to Joe a lot actually. He's always up with the first team, and he's a really good guy. I really like him. Really nice player, technically wise, really good, and he has that old school grit to him where he doesn't mind getting stuck in. He's just showing that now. I think he's getting his opportunity, and I've a lot of belief in him. When he gets that opportunity, he's going to show it to everyone.